Hello everyone, welcome to another live video. You may not be aware of it, but the narcissist is secretly monitoring you. Yes, they are watching you from behind the scenes. They may be stalking you on social media, or they're talking to people about you behind your back to try to gather information about you that they can then later use against you. So we're going to talk about in depth the reasons why they are monitoring you. And of course, this typically applies to covert narcissists, those who are more shy and vulnerable. Because of course, you got to think, what's with the need to monitor you? They try to make it out as though you're bad or you're crazy, but you can quite easily sit down and have a conversation with someone. You speak the same language. They should be able to understand you because you can quite easily and effectively communicate with them. So what is the need for them to be so covert? What is the need for them to monitor you? Why can't they just talk to you normally? Why can't they just have a normal conversation? Why can't they just do that? And of course, one of the main reasons why is because they are a covert narcissist. And that is typically something they don't do. So you may have said or done something wrong. And when you're dealing with an overt narcissist, they will take offense to it. And they will immediately point the finger at you. And you're going to know exactly what you're dealing with. But covert narcissists are far less confident. So they're not going to be out there like that. They're not going to be telling you exactly how it is. And instead, they're going to withhold that information from you. And you might not even know what it is that you've actually done wrong. And this all comes down to confidence and effectiveness. So they look at it like this: is it going to be more effective for them to confront you or for them to go behind your back? And they presume that it's going to be more effective for them to monitor you instead. And they will make it out as though it's something wrong with you. But you never had a problem communicating before now. So really, it is more to do with them and their inability to communicate with you. Their inability to be effective in person. And that is why they prefer to do things under the radar. But there's more to it than that. And let's really get into the psychology behind this. But also keep in mind that I am not a doctor. But I am a man with a lot of experience and 6 years of research. And many of my clients have actually been doctors as well. Thank you for the donation, Linda Lonsbury. I appreciate it. Yes, you can make a donation through the super chat, or by leaving a super thanks in the comment section, or by also going to my PayPal. It is paypal.me/narcsurvivor. I appreciate all donations. Thank you. But yes, let's get into the psychology. Let's get into the mind of a covert narcissist, someone who is monitoring you from behind the scenes. If they could find satisfaction with communicating with you in person, they'd probably just do that. They don't do that because actually they enjoy doing things under the radar. They enjoy going behind your back, doing things behind the scenes, being covert. Yes, believe it or not, they enjoy doing that. Well, for you or I, just for us to even imagine that, to imagine having to go behind the scenes, doing things under the radar, it sounds very frustrating, doesn't it? Because you or I, what would we want to do is just talk to that person one-on-one to try to understand their perspective, to try to understand why they did the things they did or said the things they said. So that would be our preference. Because otherwise, to do things covertly, that would be very frustrating for us. Because we don't naturally operate in that way, but they do. And that's why they deal with things in that way. Because that's how they've always done things. It goes back to their childhood. Maybe their parent was particularly confrontational and abusive. They weren't allowed to speak openly with their parent. And now they like to be on the other end of it. So it's like, not only can they not speak openly with you, but they don't give you that opportunity to do that with them because that's what they learned in their childhood. So they want to replay that dynamic out. And also, many of you may wonder, unlike with the overt narcissist, because when you have an issue with them, yes, they may discard you, but they often want to come back. They hoover you, they love bomb you. They want to have sex with you because it's such an adrenaline rush for them. It gives them such a thrill. And what I could say for that is, with the overt narcissist, at least that is somewhat closer to normality. Because, let's keep it real, make it up with someone, getting back together, having sex, these things are supposed to be fun, thrilling, and exciting. That's normal. So at least in that sense, the overt narcissist is somewhat a bit closer to normality and reality. But with the covert narcissist, they typically don't even come back. Once they leave you once, they're gone. And then you may not see them in person again. But they will be watching you from behind the scenes instead. Because, remember, they are more shy and vulnerable. So, it could make them more self-conscious if they are in person with you, which isn't going to be so exciting for them because they've got to have that power, that control, which they tend to get from operating from behind the scenes. And believe it or not, as sick as this sounds, that actually gives them a thrill. That's exciting for them. It gives them an adrenaline rush. When they're watching you, when they're stalking you, it's exciting for them. There's adrenaline flowing through their veins. There's dopamine releasing in their brains when they do that. When they're watching you from behind the scenes, when they're monitoring you, when they're stalking you, they're getting off on that. And they're getting off on it because you're unaware of it. You don't understand the full situation. You don't know exactly what's going on, or you may be completely unaware that they are stalking you. So it's kind of like they've got their hand in the cookie jar. And it gives them a sense of power and control. It gives them a thrill. Yes, they just love observing. They're voyeurs. And they especially love to observe your pain and misfortune. It makes them feel better about themselves and their own lives. But being in contact with you directly, being in person with you, you've got to remember as well, they're so arrogant and delusional. They see it as though they're the best thing since sliced bread. If they get around you, they feel like they're giving something to you. You're getting something out of it. You're benefiting from it. It's making you feel good. And they look at it like, why should I come back to you? Well, that's just going to make you feel good. It's going to make you happy. And then I'm still going to be miserable. That's how they see it. And this is why they prefer to do things covertly, under the radar. This is why they prefer to do things that way. Because it's more satisfying, more pleasurable for them to watch you. But when they're watching you, they don't want to see anything good. It may look like they do. It's like they may often want to stalk the highlights of your life, everything that's good that's going on, or so it seems. But actually what they're doing, even when they're looking at the good things that are happening in your life, they're nitpicking and fault finding. They're looking for something to be wrong with it. So that's why they're doing that. But typically what they do want to see is things going wrong. They want to see things going bad for you, to confirm their decision in leaving you. The last thing a narcissist wants is to see things getting better for their victim after they have left. They're hoping that things are going to go down for you. Things are going to get worse. That's really what they aspire for you. They do not want things to get better. But yeah, they're having a good time behind the scenes watching you. They're having a good time knowing that you are unaware of it, but just like any serial killer, any psychopath, they like to leave little hints, little clues. Because it reminds them that they have the power and control over you. When they can leave little breadcrumbs, it's like Hansel and Gretel. They leave little breadcrumbs for you to lure you down a path, even to mislead you. And then they get to see your reaction. They can see that you're showing signs of interest there. You're revealing that you're seeking closure, you're seeking answers, you're seeking validation. And then in their minds, it's like, yes, I got you. It's like, yes, they've got what you want. They've got the answers. They've got the information that they're never going to reveal to you. But they might give you little hints, little clues, and even just to mislead you. And that's typically why these psychopaths like to leave these clues, for that reason. Because it's not really that fun or thrilling for them. It doesn't give them a sense of power and control if they do something and then you didn't even notice it, you didn't even care about it. No, of course they want you to know. They want you to notice things that they're doing. They want you to be aware of it at some level. And they want you to be interested enough in it so that when they leave these hints, these clues, you're going to respond to it. Because then you're giving your power away to them. You're giving them that sense of control. If you don't even care about it, you don't even notice it, you're not even interested in it, that's not going to give anything to them. So at some level, they need you to be aware of it as well. So yeah, this is just a little snapshot into the mind of these sick, covert narcissists who, yes, they get a thrill, they enjoy watching you, monitoring you, stalking you. It's like their little hobby. It's what they like to do. And yes, they are very weird, they are very creepy. They are very strange. It's like everything they do, it really is the opposite of normal. And the reason why is because they are nothing like me or you. They are nothing like us. They do not operate in that way. They do not get fulfillment from the things that we do. Because they're very weird, they're very strange. They can't respond to you, they are responding to their childhood traumas, which have never been resolved. And you can't love them better, they cannot resolve that directly with you. They've got to go behind the scenes, they've got to watch, observe, because they're vulnerable, they're afraid, they're covert. They get a sense of power and control from not revealing too much about themselves to you, while trying to gather and find out as much as they can about you. Which is very fake, because it's like they're learning things about you. You don't know anything about them. And not only that, the things they're learning about you are very biased. They're fault finding, they're nitpicking, so it's inaccurate. But that's just how it is. They don't care about the truth. They don't care about reality. All they care about is themselves, whatever is going to make them feel better about themselves. They do not care about you. They do not care about what you're going through. It's just all about them. That's why they're covert. They don't try to resolve anything with you. Because in many ways, they enjoy the conflict, they enjoy problems. What they don't like is a resolution. Because with a resolution, then they can't continue doing what they do. They can't justify it. So they need there to be problems. They need there to be things that are unsolved. So that they can be these little investigators, these little detectives. But really, what needs to be investigated is themselves. Because of the way they're behaving around you. It's not normal, it's weird, it's creepy, and it needs to stop. So yeah, that's my description of why narcissists are secretly monitoring you. I hope you found it helpful, and if you did, you can give it a thumbs up down below. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. I read your comments every day. Hit subscribe and click all notifications to be notified when I go live or when I upload a new video. And if you would like to donate, you can go to my PayPal. It is paypal.me/Narc Survivor. I appreciate all of your donations, no matter how small. To book a one-on-one coaching session with me, you can go to my website. It is narcsurvivor.co.uk. And also you can follow me on Instagram. I just uploaded some pictures and a reel from last year, my trip in Sri Lanka, where I was with a baby monkey, a python snake, and a king cobra. So yeah, you can check all of that out on my Instagram. Follow me on there. It is Narc Survivor YouTube. Thank you all for joining me on another Narc Survivor live video. I appreciate you all, and I look forward to speaking with you in another live video very soon.